Hi, Jesus. How have you been?
Hi, good. Thanks for asking.
That's nice to hear.
Thanks. So actually, you are a Christian, right?
Yeah, I am. So,
I have a question for you.
what is your question?
So, how do you believe that Jesus actually rose for the dead?
Well, since I'm a Christian, how I actually believe is by my faith. My faith drives me to just believe everything that the word says.
That's nice, but you have something in physical, some evidence or something?
Yes, actually, throughout the years, there has been a lot of physical evidence that scientists and people have uncovered that does prove that Jesus rose from the dead.
But you know that there is the possibility that he never dies?
Well, yeah, that is true, but there is actually a lot of evidence that proves he dies. First of all, the Romans were experts in killing and crucifying people, especially Jesus. They wanted him to die because he had been very sought after in so many years. So they made sure they killed him with a lot of excruciating methods. Okay, so since the Romans were experts at killing, they made Jesus go through an excruciating process in order to die.
What is it?
Well, first of all, they whipped him a lot of times with a whip that was made of leather, metal balls, and even sheep bones, which also caused extreme blood loss, which alone could have made him die.
I mean, that sounds painful.
It was. Not only was it painful, this blood loss almost made Jesus die, and that's why he couldn't carry the cross, because he was about to pass out.
So what happened?
Well, after this blood loss from the whipping and the flogging, there was even more blood loss. First of all, they made him wear a crown of thorns that obviously made his head bleed. And even after that, when they hung him on the cross, they pierced his wrist and his feet, which caused even more blood.
Aside from the blood loss, what other proof do you have?
Well, since he was pierced, his feet and wrists were both pierced, it was almost impossible for Jesus to breathe, because since his feet were pierced, in order to breathe, he would have to pull himself up and open his diaphragm, which was impossible because he was about to pass out from the pain of the nails alone.
So that means he died from asphyxiation?
Actually, yes, it does. And there's actually proof of that, because when the Romans took him down off the cross to make sure that he was dead, they pierced him on the side and blood and water came out.
So what is it?
Okay, so the blood and water coming out just means that he did die of asphyxiation, because this is a medical method used to see that is called pericardial effusion.
So the proof demonstrates that Jesus died, but how you don't know that the disciples stole the body?
Well, this is actually an okay hypothesis, but once you look into it, it's actually not possible.
Okay, why?
Well, first of all, there were 2 guards at the tomb always, day and night. And even if the guards weren't there, it would have been impossible for the disciples to move the rock that covered the tomb, because the rock alone weighed tons. So they could not have done it without being noticed.
That's tough.
Also, if the story was fake, then they wouldn't have said that women uncovered the tomb and found it empty, because at this time women were not credible sources. So if they wanted to make the story seem perfect when it wasn't, then they would not have just said this.
Oh, you're right. That does make sense.
Yeah, I'm glad I could clear some things up.
For sure.
Well, if you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And in the meantime, I recommend you read the Gospels, because they actually uncover a lot of more information that could make sense to you.
Will do. Thanks.